yo, what is the word? Today we're gonna get straight into the back door, the fear, the everything when it come to, Glight and El Banger. Yeah, that's Glight right there for y'all if y'all don't know, aka the boogeyman. These guys put the hats through it for 10 years straight. They was the two tandem, and now they both sitting inside the king for 35 years. From Brooklyn to Long Island, if you was hot, you was told to watch out for these two. These two goons put in a lot of work, and today we here to talk about it. So we gonna get straight into it, and I hope y'all enjoy. This is 050 The Movement, and we gonna talk about how two homies single-handedly took on a whole nation of brims. Yeah, and also crips as well, and even backdoor one of their owns for thinking that they did something to
30 of Brooklyn, New York, a member of the Red Lane guerrilla set of the gang, was sentenced to 35 years in prison following his conviction on racketeering charges for his role in murders that took place in July 2012 and October 2014. Cruz, aka El Banger, aka Red Lane Banga, was convicted of attempted murder and conspiracy to commit in 2021. According to investigations, court filings, and statements made by Cruz, the Red Lane guerrillas engaged in a violent gang war against rival gangs, including the Crips and the 5-0 Eric Williams in 2012 and 2014. Cruz admitted his roles in two murders committed on Long Island and attempted murder and conspiring to murder rival gang members in Brooklyn. Cruz admitted to November 17, 2010 shooting of a rival gang member in Roosevelt, New York. The July 15th of assisting the Crips in the 2010 murder of a member of their gang. Cruz got there with fellow gang members and associates to locate the victim, obtained a firearm, and followed the victim's car to Baldwin Harbor. When Richard victim parked his vehicle, Cruz exited the vehicle he was traveling in, walked up to the victim's car, and fired approximately 15 shots into the victim's vehicle at close range. Richard was killed and a passenger in the vehicle was wounded. The October 15, 2014 murder of Eric Williams in Hempstead, New York, Cruz wrongly believed that Williams was the individual who had robbed an associate of the defendant. Cruz walked up behind Williams in broad daylight and fired multiple shots at him, killing him. Also conspiring to kill members of the 5'9 Brims, including the February 20th, 2016 shooting of a rival gang member in Queens, New York. Officials say Dylan Cruz senseless, callous violence took the lives of two innocent young men and devastated their families, all because of suspected offenses against his fellow gang members and associates.
14 people shot, 10 incidents, 3 of them caught on camera. The Brooklyn District Attorney's Office says these are the 9 men responsible. The DA says all of them are loot gang members, and many of the crimes involved the same weapon.
A .357 revolver. These gang members loved this gun so much that they had their own affectionate name for it. They called that gun Becky.
Grabbed an innocent bystander and used her as a human
shooting.
Gonzalez says the shooter was Dylan Cruz. Then, in July of 2016, this. Gunshots on Chauncey Street in Brooklyn.
7 people were shot in this drive-by shooting, including 3 women, innocent victims. Had nothing to do with the underlying dispute between the Loot Gang and TBL Gang.
According to Gonzalez, one of the shooters was Maurice Ellis, the getaway driver Quincy Vital. Then, a month later, murder. The acting DA says a 22-year-old John Jay college student left a nearby party in Bushwick to buy an iced tea. That's when he was shot outside a bodega near Wilson Avenue and Covert Street. Well, the DA says the victim who was shot in this case was killed right here in this area just because he was wearing red shorts, a rival gang color. He was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time.
So that's just a few right there. El Banger was so wildin' that his stuff caught up all the way to Brooklyn. And G-Light, he had kidnapping. He would torture his victims, grab his victims, send El Banger to go do hits like you see this one. If you was from anywhere from Flatbush where the Hats was based or Crown Heights where the Hats was based, you knew these guys was out lurking and they was out for blood. I'm telling you, from the 60s in Roosevelt to the 5'9s in New York. Both of these dudes were sentenced to 30 years, and they both sitting up in USP somewhere right now. But these was the story of two dudes who put on for they set. They was Red Lane Gorillas. Yeah, you know, L Gang. It used to be 2 L's make a hat, but then they went to 2 L's make a W. You know what I mean? The inevitable war that took place between these two spanned over a decade. From 2010 to these guys went to jail. Put it in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Do anybody know about El Banger, G-Light? Because I do. I remember running into G-Light. And he pulled a scalpel out on me. And he asked me, yo, you mess with this such and such? And I kept it a beam with him. I'm like, yo, boy, I got beef with them. And, you know, I was a 5'9" brim. But he ain't never transgressed on me. I had my scalpel ready. But this dude was a complete psychopath. I could see it in his eyes. That happened at Brooklyn House, 2017. See, when you in this life, it's only 2 things that come from it: death or in jail. El Banger put the L's on his back, and he went against the whole nation. From apes to brims, everybody wanted to recruit El Banger, and he stayed loyal to his L gang. He stayed loyal to G-Light, the big homie. You know, some say G-Light used to mess with that voodoo. Some say G-Light was on it and on it and on it. But what we do know is he was convicted of kidnapping, where he tortured a victim. And it's so crazy because to go against the Hats is something that is unheard of in New York unless you got a whole army behind you. These guys was probably about 30 strong, and they kept their circle real tight. So we want to make the profile piece for these guys, let the people know, and let them know, and let y'all know for real, man. El Banger was nothing to be played with back then. Again, this is 050, the movement, where the movement keeps moving. A whole nother gang got tied up behind this, the Luke gang. Look at Earl Blocks. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I hope y'all enjoyed the latest content. Put it in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. And what I want to say is one thing we can learn from these guys is no matter where you go, from borough to borough, you will get caught. Cell phone records, cameras, text messages, cooperating witnesses. It's always going to be one ending to the gang life. And that's death or in jail. Death or in jail. They even backdoor one of their own mans, thinking that he had something to do with with a 60s member hitting their mans. You know, they dragged other people into their beef and bringing other people in and even having crazy victim impact statements for sentencing. They said for the body, kidnapping, assault of Michelle's victim, the pain to their loved ones and the violence brought against our communities, today justice is served, said USA. Peace. As a result of hard work, our prosecutors and law enforcement partners, Michelle's gang has been dismantled, and we will not rest till all violent criminal enterprises on Long Island are eliminated. Mr. Priest thanked the Federal Bureau of Investigation, New York Field Office, Nassau Police Department, and New York Police Department. That was the story of G-Light and El Banger. Rest in peace to the ones who lost their lives.